Hello folks, it's time to say hello to the Hyundai Santro. And what version would this be, since we've had the Zing, the Zip Drive, and of course the original Santro. This is right now being called the all-new Santro. Quite simple. Hyundai is still calling it a tall boy, but a modern, stylish tall boy this time around. And that's the first thing I'd like to point out now here with the Santro, is that it doesn't look as tall boy as you might expect, because with the Santro we really think tall, right? This is more in line with what you would see with the Grand i10 or the modern day hatchbacks. And I've got to say one thing right now. We've seen the design in pictures, you're seeing this video now, but I have to tell you that in person the Santro looks a lot nicer than what it does in pictures. All the lines, the little, let's say the shape, not so tall boy in this case, all of it works together to make it look quite nice. There are a few things that might seem a little awkward, like the window line over there, which looks quite sharp and square, which just feels a bit out of place, especially along with the door edge right there for the rear door. This is what I'm talking about. But yes, on the whole the design works pretty well, I would say. And the rear, you can see little flattish, very cut off in that sense. And yeah, not the prettiest angle from here. I can get closer, but then it'll become a little bit of a tight squeeze. So yeah, in terms of variants, there are going to be 5 variants, starting from D-Lite going up to this top end version, which is the Asta. And well, we'll talk through all the features that are there quickly, but first we'll run through the exterior. And one of the things on the exteriors that you will notice is that even this top end Asta variant gets steel wheels. There are no alloy wheels on offer on the Santro, and there are these small little cutbacks here and there, as you will find along the range. For instance, this headlamp, all halogen, no DRLs there. The grille, it gets that cascading grille design, and it is of course really big in this case. And it even has the fog lamp sitting at the 2 edges right there. It's a bit of a mashup of the Grand i10 and the i10 in the way the design works, but it's pretty nice. And gotta point out, Hyundai has been brave with the colors. There's 7 colors, and that's one of them. The green, and there's also really bright blue, which are really quite exuberant and brings a youngish air to this brand, to the Santro, which is being pegged, of course, as a family hatch, right? So if you look at that, you'll still see that, it's and there you can see somebody we know, right? He's all ready for a shot, but we're disturbing him right now, so we'll jump in here while he's doing his thing there and take a closer look at the Santro from the inside. Okay, so here goes the interiors. Now you can see again on the Asta, the top end variant, there's no chrome finish for the Hyundai logo here on the steering wheel, and that's like an obvious cutback in that sense, but Hyundai's added in whatever little bit they've saved here and there to bring in quality. Everything you touch and feel on the inside, whether it's the plastics or the switches, they all just feel so good. This just doesn't feel like a cheap car. It may be a car that is lower down in the price range. It's starting at 3.89 lakh rupees for the D-Lite version, which, just for your information, does not get air conditioning. And the argument that was been presented to us by a dealer who was attending the launch here is that in northern parts of India, air conditioning is not used in several months of the year. So in that time, you can just use the heater, which is on offer. And well, yeah, that's the logic for it. But yeah, so the D-Lite variant might be the one that offers the sticker price that will get people into showrooms, which is under 4 lakh rupees. But the variant that most of us would be looking at would be the ones with air conditioning, which is then the next variant, right? So everything you see here, the quality of switches, it's just very good. This doesn't feel in any way budget. Even just the light shift mechanism here, it really feels so impressive. And then of course the switches for the power windows are stacked here in the center. Such a nice positive click there. So yeah, if you look at the interior quality, I definitely will not think of this as a budget car. And sorry, I said can because that's when I spotted this, which is the Swachh Bharat can that is also being offered on the Grand i10. I'm going to adjust the seating position a little bit. Just give me a second so that we can judge rear seat space as well. Yeah, hopping into the back there. Good. Yeah, so you see. So one thing is quite obvious. You got plenty of headroom. Plenty really. I'm going to turn this around on me a little bit and you can see I'm 5'6", and even for taller occupants, this should do just fine. And coming back to the cabin experience, I would say that they've got beige colors happening here, which is pretty funky. And I mean, especially the way it contrasts, and even the seat fabrics, it all feels nice and premium. Door pockets, proper 1 liter bottle storage there, very thoughtful. I love that. And one thing I would say is that while knee room is sufficient for sitting 3 abreast, this might end up feeling a bit tight. And that aside, I feel that somewhere it doesn't have that high seating position that you had in the Santro. You can see that the seat base is angled like this so that you get better under thigh support, but overall the seat is set a bit low. I would like it to be a little bit higher so that you have a better view out of the cabin when you're sitting in the back. Right now, moving further back, we'll get to the boot. And I'll just point out there that you can see that it's got fixed headrests, not adjustable headrest there, and that's the same thing even for the seats in the front. Non-adjustable seat belts there. And well, there's the boot. We'll flip the boot now, and we might as well pop open the bonnet to take a look at that. Right, so here we go. So there it is. It's about 285 liters, so not all that much. Enough for, as Hyundai puts it, a weekend's luggage. So I wouldn't suggest packing too many large bags. Stick to soft bags and you'll manage to squeeze in a fair bit here. Right? By and large, you can see there's no cutbacks in quality. You can see the finish even on the door. Tailgate is quite good. Nice, well sprayed, well painted overall. Yeah. And of course, in terms of features, you'll see that the Santro brings with it reversing camera. It's got rear parking sensors. And what I missed out in talking to you when I was inside, and that's because it's switched off right now, is the touchscreen, of course. Infotainment system. It's a 7-inch. It's got Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and of course the reversing camera feed gets played out there. And yeah, everything you'd pretty much expect. Right? And coming to the engine, I'm gonna just pop this open quickly if I can find that. Yeah, there we go. So this is the Epsilon 1.1 liter, which we know very well. It's been retuned, and of course the focus for this has been drivability and refinement, which is what the core focus of the Santro will be, to make it a hassle-free family car. And this is being offered with a power output of 69 PS, and if you choose the CNG variant, that gets 58 PS. And now coming to the green one, that's the tag that we're talking about. Smart Auto. It's got an AMT. Yes, and in this green color you get some funky touches which just pop out, like the aircon vents. You get these turbine style aircon vents here, which you can't shut off completely, but they really do look funky with this finish and feels so good. And when you look at the stitching on the seats, nice green contrast stitching there. You have more of the green accents on the inside. There are surround for the infotainment. And that's not all. Check this out. Seat belts in neon green. I mean, this is really funky. Which is the other car that offers you this in India? I'm sure that price goes to crores and not lakhs. Doesn't stay in the lakh zone. And yeah, looking at the design now, you can see some of the highlights. In this case, the matching surrounds for the aircon vents, for the center console, gear lever. And that brings us to the AMT. This is an AMT that Hyundai has developed themselves, and it's supposed to be really very good. We haven't driven it yet. I haven't driven it yet. My colleagues who have said that Tushar drove it and he said it was superb, really smooth, which is always something that you look forward to hearing when you're talking about AMTs, which are known to have a fair bit of hand on. I can't help but I want to feel what it feels like over here. And nice rubberized finish, as you can see. And switches, plush. Yeah, nice. You can hear the click. Nice click over there. So yeah, and let's look at this. Oh right, we are sitting in the sports, not the Asta version, because the AMT is not offered in the top end variant, which means you don't get small details like the vanity mirror for the passenger. That's missing, and I'm sure if we hop out and look at the back, we aren't going to see a reversing camera, right? See, that's missing there. And so are the parking sensors, those are missing too. Otherwise it's the same car essentially, right? Coming back to the inside, the highlights are pretty much there that we've already shown you for this neon green version, and of course the AMT, which is basically the same 5-speed manual but with an electronic actuator for the gear shift mechanism. It means this is a 2-pedal, and the interesting thing is 34% of the bookings of the Santro up till now have been for the AMT version, and in cities like Bombay and Delhi, the number of people booking the automatic variant is as much as 50%. So that's crazy. That's like a solid number. Clearly people are stuck in a lot of bumper to bumper traffic. Well, that's about it for the Santro right now. We've spoken about just about everything that we want to talk about right now. We will be driving it shortly, and well, on the price front, we think that it is a little higher than what we expected, especially the base variant, but on the whole it's sitting somewhere in between the WagonR and the Eon, so it's filling that space well. We'll have to see how it does on the road finally before taking a call on whether it's making sense or not. But right now it seems to be offering a fairly strong package, and again, fairly well loaded one from Hyundai too. Alright guys, thanks so much. Bye.